Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 37 of the Early Parenting Podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my top 3 tips on what you need to do to prepare for motherhood. Now, a little bit of a spoiler alert. This preparation isn't to do with getting the things together that you need to have a new baby, because quite often that's where the focus lies. So let's dive into my top 3 tips on how to best prepare for motherhood. Welcome to the Early Parenting Podcast, where we help you navigate the somewhat tricky world of parenthood so you can love the crap out of being a mama. I'm your host, Jen Butler, and I'm an early parenting consultant and a mama of 2 busy boys. Join me as I explore all things early parenting and deliver them to you in toddler-friendly, bite-sized lessons. Because let's be honest, your toddler is probably smothering pseudo-cream on the wall as we speak. I'll be dropping my hottest tips on baby and toddler sleep, feeding, boobs, behaviour, and so much more. Are you ready to feel confident in motherhood? Let's dive in. This episode's brought to you by the Crying Baby Checklist, my brand new freebie, which takes you through the 6 most common reasons why your new baby will be crying. If you want to get an understanding of the most common reasons for why your baby's crying, what's going on with their development and why that crying's happening, and how to calm your crying baby, then make sure to download this freebie. You can download this freebie at jenbutler.mykajabi, which is kajabi.com/crying-baby-checklist. Make sure to grab your copy today. All right, on to the episode. So usually our pregnancy is spent collecting the things that we need for our baby. The cot, the bassinet, the nappy bag, the stroller, all of those things. We usually attend the childbirth education and learn about our growing baby and what size fruit or vegetable they are each week. Now, all of this is super exciting, is totally part of the pregnancy process, but often I find that there is a massive chunk of preparation that's missing from this picture. Now, recently I asked my Insta fam whether they felt that they were prepared for what motherhood was going to bring. And the answer, guys, was that 83% said no. That's huge. And that was about 250 people polling on that one. Now, I asked these mums a few things about what they wish they'd known. And a few of the answers were things like, one mum said, I wish I'd known more about the newborn phase, how much they needed to feed, how much they needed to sleep. Another mum said that she'd wish she'd spent more time reading about having the baby at home rather than just giving birth to her baby. And another mum said that she wished she'd known more about sleep cycles and normal health and development for a baby. And another mum said that she'd wish she'd known that bottle feeding could be just as hard as breastfeeding. And these were obviously just a few of the selections I made from the answers that people gave me. So with all this in mind, what I wanted to do was offer my top 3 tips on how you can best prepare for motherhood. Number 1. Learn how to understand how to feed your baby. So whether you plan on breastfeeding or bottle feeding, both of these have techniques you need to know and master. Often I hear mums heading into motherhood saying things like, oh, I'll breastfeed if it works out. But the thing is that you have to realize that the success of it working out depends on whether we're able to put in that effort to master the art. Now, it doesn't always come easily, breastfeeding, and it is a learned technique. Some babies attach beautifully and mums have no issues and away they go. But for many and most, I would say, it's actually a skill that takes time to learn. So what better time to learn than before your baby comes, so that when they're actually here, you've got the foundations down pat and it's just about actually practicing getting bub on. Likewise, so many mums think bottle feeding will be easier option, and so when they then struggle to find the right bottle or the right formula, and then they're having to deal with things like reflux and constipation and fussiness at the bottle, things like that, it can really throw them because they expected it to just be an easier transition. So the big point is that you need to understand that the skills that you need to learn for both of these feeding methods, no matter what way you do decide to feed. Number 2, learn how to support your baby's sleep. Now, unfortunately, most babies don't just sleep when they're tired. I really wish they did, guys. It would make everyone's life a hell of a lot easier. Instead, a new baby is at risk of getting very overtired if you don't know when or how to settle them to sleep. Sleep is one of the most overwhelming areas for new parents because not only are we worried about our babies getting enough sleep, it's also impacting how much sleep we're getting. And when we're sleep deprived, it impacts our ability to parent. It's a vicious cycle. If you have realistic expectations around your baby's sleep and you know how they need to be supported to get to sleep, you'll find these early weeks and months of motherhood are far more enjoyable. Number 3, learn what is normal for health and development of your baby. Now, I've worked with many families over the years, both as a maternal and child health nurse and privately as a sleep and lactation consultant. And one of the most common themes that I see is families not understanding what is normal health and development. And what this often leads to is unnecessary worry. The amount of visits I had at the centre or the conversations I've had in practice where I'm educating parents that what they're worried about is in fact just normal newborn health and development. It just makes me realise that if there was that understanding, there'd be a lot less stress and concern happening for parents. Now, the beauty about knowing what's normal health and development is that in turn, when something isn't normal, you are far better to detect it and to act on it. So I hope you've noticed that throughout these 3 key points on how to prepare for motherhood, that you'll notice that my big word in all of it is to learn. So teaching yourself the skills you need for early parenthood will mean that becoming a mum will be more enjoyable as opposed to it being overwhelming. You won't second guess everything you're doing, but rather you'll feel confident, which for you, it's going to bring joy in motherhood. Sounds pretty good, right? So that's it for this episode, guys. I hope that gives you a bit of clarity around what you need to be focusing on to help prepare for the birth of your new baby. If you've got a baby at home, this still applies to you no matter what age your baby or toddler is, because at the end of the day, these 3 core areas is what makes up a happy and healthy baby. Being able to figure out how to feed, being able to support your baby or toddler's sleep, and being able to understand what's normal for their health and development at any age and stage that they're going on. Having clarity in these 3 areas is key to enjoying motherhood. So I hope you've enjoyed all of that, and I'll be catching you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to the episode, Mama. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to share the episode with a friend, with your mother's group, or tag me at Jen Butler Early Parenting on Instagram. The more that know about this podcast, the more people I can help. If you're looking for support that is personalised for your babe and tailored to your family's needs, then make sure to head on over to my website, www.jenniferbutler.com.au, and check out how we can work together so you can move through motherhood with confidence. Catch you in the next episode, Mama.